Now, for those of you who don't know what pilling is, you know, you get it on a jumper. So if you've got particularly cashmere jumpers, you rub the sleeve to the to the side of your body, and it comes up in these little balls. So what is pilling on the face? So it's when you're going to put your foundation on, and as you're rubbing it in, either with a brush or with your fingers, it starts to form little clumpy balls, and it's really quite horrifying and a bit disgusting, and also worrying, because you think, oh my God, it's not sticking to my skin. Now, there are several reasons why this might be happening. So you have to find out which is your problem. And when I get to the problem, because I get it sometimes, I'll tell you when I get to that bit of it, why I get it there. So I've made a list of these, and I'm just going to go through them in turn. So the first thing is rushing your regime. So what you have to understand is that skin, which is the surface onto which you're going to put all the products that you use, skincare and makeup, can only absorb at a certain rate. And skins vary as to how quickly they can absorb different layers of product. If your skin is fairly dry, it will probably absorb the product quicker than if it's oily or greasy or, not dry. So you have to remember that if you're going to put several different layers of product on your skin, you have to be patient enough to allow them all to be absorbed by your skin so that it's ready for the next layer. Except, I would say, for the Hydration Hold Serum and the day moisturizer that we have, I like to put my moisturizer, my daytime moisturizer, on quite quickly after I put my hydration hold serum on. The reason for that is that I feel that the hyaluronic acid in the hydration hold serum actually wants that cream to go on quite quickly, and it feels like that's the best way to get the effect that I want, because that hydration hold serum then takes that day cream in and all the moisture that's in it. Remember, it's a moisturizer, it's there to add water. So water and the various other goodies that's in it, vitamins and so on and so forth. So by putting quite quickly after you've applied your hydration hold serum, your moisturizer on, you'll find that will work really, really well, and it will look great. It's next that you've got to leave some time. So my routine in the morning is to wash my face. So I cleanse my face by finally washing it. So that's with warm water and a flannel, very, very thoroughly, so that my skin is really clean and really dry from patting them, with a towel. Then I put the hydration hold serum on. Then I put the moisturizer on. Now I do that first before I do anything else. So after that, I will, I will get ready for the day, pretty much to the point where I'm washed, dressed, I've done my hair, everything's done, and at that point I will sit down to do my makeup. So I'm leaving I'm leaving a good 10 to 15 minutes really between one thing and the other. I do not put my moisturizer on, immediately go to put my makeup on. So I'm giving my skin long enough to absorb that initial moisture from the moisturizer and the hydration hold serum. I then apply the foundation. Now, one of the things that we also suggest that really works well is primer. And primer is one of those essential ingredient parts of your makeup which holds the makeup in place for longer and makes your skin look smoother. Now, the problem with the primer is that it contains something called silicone. Now, silicone is what gives it the lovely smoothness that you can feel on your skin. We call it smooth like silk. That is literally being applied to your skin, and it's beautiful because it makes your skin feel really, really smooth, which is really excellent because your foundation looks so much better. It also holds the product, the foundation that you apply, better for longer. But the trouble with certain foundations, not ours, because they're formulated to go together, is that the two interact in a way that doesn't work terribly well. So you get this problem of the ingredients not working together effectively. And in fact, this is one of the other points that I need to come to. So we've talked about time and rushing the regime. So one of the other problems is that ingredients are reacting to each other. So remember that everything you put on your face, the hyaluronic acid serum, the rich serum, the moisturizer, the primer, and the foundation, any or all of those might not like each other. So if you're using different products from different brands, I know a lot of people, women, wear the Protect and Perfect. I think it's called the Boots one. It's it's got really good reviews. It's been very well reviewed, and so on and so forth. It's obviously an extremely good product. It does not like our foundation, so there is something in that that doesn't work with an ingredient or ingredients in our foundation. So if you're using that and you're getting pilling, it's because you've got that moisturizer. Now you've got a choice. You either change to our moisturizer, or you have a different foundation. You can't use our foundation with it if you're finding that it pills. It's not a problem that can be solved. By the way, people will put comments on Super Troops and they'll say things like, oh, your foundation pills. Well, actually, the foundation itself doesn't pill. I can put that foundation on the back of my hand, clean, dry surface, nothing else on it. And it won't pill. It's pilling in reaction and in relationship to the other products that you're putting on. You have to find which is the culprit, change it, if you want to keep using our foundation. So just be a bit aware of that. It could be a bit hit and miss and a bit sort of experimental, but every single one of our products, that's the hyaluronic acid, the rich serum, the moisturizer, the primer, and the foundation are designed to work together. I wear them every day, and my makeup is fine, except for one area, which I'll talk about in a minute. And what was I going to say? I was going to say something really important. That's gone out of my head. Yeah, it'll come back, and I'll come back to it. So that's the second reason. Ingredients are not liking each other, and it's causing this pilling. Yeah. So the third thing is too much product. So this is an interesting one. I think with moisturizer, we're all very conscious that skins really need nourishment at our age. There is something about putting some lovely moisturizer on that really makes your skin feel sort of happy. So the thing about that is that you can tend to be quite heavy-handed with it. I know I am sometimes. And I just sort of, put great dots of it, like blocks of it almost, and then rub it in. And I then leave a long time before I put my makeup on. But I read a tip the other day, and it said, go work on the basis of 13 dots. So you put your moisturizer on. So you've got 4 on this cheek, 4 on this cheek. That's 8. Did I say 13? I think I've got my maths wrong. Okay, that's 8, 8. 2 on the chin, that's 10. Yeah, 3 on the forehead. Yeah, 3, 4, 4, 2. So dot, 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 all over, and then rub that in. Don't put any more on. So that will be enough. I then would add a bit of extra for my neck, because I like to put moisturizer on my neck every day. So try and keep the product quite fine rather than really slathering it on. You can put more on at night because you've got all night for that to absorb, and you're not trying to put makeup on top. But certainly for daytime moisturizer, don't put too much product on. And I'd say with the foundation, this morning, what I did was to keep it really fine. So to start with relatively small amount of my mixture on my hand and just get that on, smooth it in, and then look again and think, might need a bit more here, here, here. Add a little bit where you need it. So the whole thing is, it doesn't have to be thick, just quite a refined amount. So that's the third reason why you'll have a problem with pilling too much product. The fourth reason is applying skincare in the wrong order. So I don't wear an SPF, look, I understand why people do want to wear an SPF. They've been told to wear an SPF. I've had a basal cell carcinoma on my nose, a very superficial one, which was actually removed almost with a biopsy. I've had a much more serious one up here on my hairline. My mother died of melanoma. My brother has had an ocular melanoma, which is a horrendous thing, which was basically a mole behind his eye, had a cancer on it, which he had cured by an amazing treatment. So we're a family that's moly. I'm very moly, you can see, and we're a family prone to skin damage from the sun. So you'd think I'd be the first person to be wearing an SPF, and I don't, because I am very, very careful in proper full sunlight. I hats and stay in the shade, never sunbathe my face ever, haven't done for years and years and years. And also our moisturizer does have SPF in it. It's not a massively high factor, but it does have SPF in it. And then by the time I put on the hyaluronic acid, the serum, the moisturizer, and then the foundation that I wear, I feel that there is already there a pretty good amount of protection. And I don't like the effect on my skin of a high SPF. They've often got titanium oxide in them, which is quite a whitening thing. And anyway, that's me. And I do get checked. I'm under a dermatology clinic. I get checked a lot, so I'm very conscious and I'm very careful. But make sure that you apply your skincare in the right order. I think the rule is with SPF is you put that on last. So you put on serum, then moisturizer, then SPF, allow that to thoroughly absorb. And then on top of that, you start your makeup. The fifth one I've got down here, I think I'm up to number 5, is make sure that you don't rub in your skincare, pat it in. So you're not doing this, because if you get the pilling when you start rubbing anything, skincare or makeup. So you're rubbing it. And as you're rubbing it, it's kind of rubbing into these little pill effects. So just dotting and so on and so forth. I'd say smoothing and rubbing is different. So that's that one. And the final one, which is where I get a problem, is you need to exfoliate. Your skin, if it has dry, dead skin cells on the surface, will pill with the makeup or the skincare that you put on, because basically the skin cells are coming off as you're applying the skincare. Now I get this when I'm being a bit lazy and I haven't done enough exfoliation. I get it on my jawline here. So face is fine, no pilling, great, looks wonderful, looks lovely and smooth. And I get down here and I start to do that thing of taking it down over my jawline like that. And as I do, up come the little bumps, the little pills of thing. And it's because my neck hasn't been exfoliated. I get it around the hairline as well sometimes, right up on the hairline. So the pilling happens. Now, if that happens, it doesn't bother me at all. I just get a big fat brush and I just do that and they disappear. And you can do that to get rid of pilling anyway. So if you do get pilling, you'll still have product on your face. It still will have been absorbed and you just need to smooth it and rub it away like that. But people get a bit anxious about it. They get worried about it because they think, oh, doesn't look very nice. Well, it doesn't, but you can get rid of it and it's not the end of the world. And I've given you all the explanations for why it might be happening. So I hope that was helpful. That was a very long explanation, but there's a lot to tell you.